Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Split Screen Talk Show. I'm your main host, Joe McGrath, for tonight. One of the main special things about the Split Screen Talk Show is that every episode the host rotates. So next episode it'll be another host, and that way subjects can be brought to the table anytime, new subjects. But before we get to the action packed tonight, the action that is packed up for tonight, let's go ahead and take a look and meet our host. I'm sitting here with the Easton Stominit as well as the renowned Dominic Santiago.
Oh please, this is too much.
So, how are we tonight, fellas?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited to learn about the topic. I think we're talking about split screen gaming this week. So I'm hoping to learn some because I really didn't do much split screen gaming growing up, and now of course with online gaming, there's no real point for split screen gaming.
Right.
But I'm excited to learn about the topic.
Yeah, so.
I'm quite the opposite, you know. I grew up with video games, so I played a lot of split screen games with my brother, like, you know, Halo and like Rainbow Six and all these old games back then that you couldn't really play online unless you had a friend right beside you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'd say like one of the best like memories that I've ever had, like, you know, gaming is like playing Battlefront 2 on the old PS2, like Halo 3. That's probably one of like the best ones from my memories. Playing Halo 3 with my brother till about like midnight, because that was, you know, our bedtime on Friday nights. It's just one of the best things I've ever had. I mean, if you've never played Halo 3, I feel like maybe you're kind of missing out on that curve there, but it's just one of those iconic games that I just remember playing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I used to play a lot of Combat Evolved, Halo Combat Evolved with my brother, and you know it was such a fun time to not even play the campaign. Sometimes you would just do 1v1s with each other on you know, like the Battle Creek maps or something, and it was just so fun to just have that person right beside you so you can, you know, see how they're acting and kind of just have that real life like feel.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to get your input on this, but you know, gaming as it's evolved, obviously split screen has kind of been phased out. I know earlier throughout the year that we played Halo Infinite, and it kind of pales in comparison to that, you know, couch sitting with your brother, like the familial part of it. But I want to know your opinion on, even if you've played any of the older Halos, how do you think Halo holds up today?
Yeah, I didn't really play much Halo. I'm thinking about it now. Most of my split screen gaming experience comes from Minecraft and Mario Kart.
Minecraft, that's a good one.
And so playing Minecraft on the Xbox has been my biggest experience in split screen gaming. I never played much Halo. Playing Halo Infinite was fun, but it felt more like Call of Duty or some other games like that are more used to the online experience. But I think split screen gaming is unique because it allows two people to be in the same room rather than talking over, you know, Discord, TeamSpeak, you know, other software like that would maybe let you talk over the internet.
Yeah, it's just like one of the best things that, you know, I remember is like, oh, I accidentally team killed my brother by accident, and he punches me across the face. You just can't really do that on the internet nowadays. But I don't know, man. Halo is just one of those main ones that I remember, like even going back home after like winter break and stuff, I'm still probably grinding that split screen Mario Kart on the Wii with my brother, and it's just probably one of the best games that racing games, maybe you can destroy me on the internet for that, but I don't know, you guys have any Mario Kart stories besides the Wii or like the new ones on Mario Kart 8?
Yeah, definitely playing with my friends, especially when you get up to 4 people playing in a party on a single game. Those experiences are something else because you're battling against three of your other friends, and that's just something that it doesn't feel the same compared to online gaming. It's something that I think is missing from a lot of new games. It's just difficult to justify adding that as a feature to a game when most people aren't going to use it.
One of the so I don't really have any Mario Kart. I did play a little bit, but I wasn't really, you know, remembering the Wii times as much as like the old Xbox. So like one of the games we played a lot was like all the Lego Star Wars and like Lego Indiana Jones games, and I just remember always throwing my brother off like a cliff as Indiana Jones whipping him off or something. Or like there's a tractor randomly in Lego Star Wars at one point, you could just run over people with it. So I would always just like mess with my brother, and he'd get so, like we'd always start like fist fights and stuff too because of that. And I just thought it was you know, it brings, like you said, a sense of family or closeness to the person you're playing with, and it brings a whole new aspect and a more enjoyable aspect into gaming.
You mentioned the Lego games. Let's be real. Complete Saga is the best Lego game?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think
Really?
just the first Lego Indiana Jones is the
That
best
was pretty
Lego
good.
game.
It's good, but is it Complete Saga?
That's after 3 remakes.
Hey.
Made the complete saga.
As they say, third time's the charm. Do you guys ever play the Lego Star Wars 3? It was the Clone Wars.
Yes, I did. I played that on the Wii for sure. That one was funky. I don't know what was going on with that, and they all got the, the faces. So, I just remember seeing the cutscenes with Yoda and just thinking like, what is this?
Yeah. Did you guys ever touch the Lego Marvel games? Like the first one that came on like the Xbox 360?
No, I never got the chance to play that game. I was mostly just playing the Lego Complete Saga for the most part on the Wii. That was always a classic for
That
me.
real Sigma grind set.
Yeah.
Can't abandon the day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lego Marvel game, I had the first one on my Kindle, I think it was. I bought it for like $4.99 on my Kindle or something. I just remember playing that. And it was the full story. So it was like the full game. And I think that was the first time they did that. And then they followed up by making the Lego one on mobile, or the Star Wars one on mobile. But that game was, again, that was something else. I don't recall ever playing with friends because, I was on mobile with that, so there wasn't really a split screen experience there, but it was fun. I always liked playing the Lego games even as an adult, It's still really fun to play those games and go back to them once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, probably one of the greater things, I guess, is just, I remember being so obsessed with, because I was stuck on my old PS2 playing the old Battlefront 2, which is a great game. I just took it for granted at the time. It was when the Xbox One first came out, and Battlefront 2015, the reveal trailer came out, and I was starstruck. Yeah, like he said, if you didn't see him on that camera, he was like, but I remember watching that video, and I immediately was like, whoa. Is this real? It's just one of those, I feel like companies nowadays have sacrificed the graphics, or have, in terms for better graphics, they've sacrificed nearly everything else. Because obviously like Battlefront 2 had, it was a campaign, but it was probably one of the most memorable campaigns, the 501st Journals, as well as, Instant Action, the iconic of there. But Battlefront 2015 pretty much lost all offline modes. So pretty much, or before launch, it didn't have any offline modes, and you could only play online, as well as it's just, the iconic heroes versus villains, the Galactic Assault, that kind of stuff. So I feel like gaming companies really phased it out in that 2015 to 2017 era, where pretty much all offline modes just got cut off. But I just feel like that's a dark time for gaming at that point.
Yeah.
I think it was the same with Call of Duty. I think Black Ops 4 came out a couple years after that, and they just didn't have a campaign mode for that. And it's kind of sad because all the campaign modes before that, like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, all the Black Ops and the Modern Warfares, you'd actually sit down and play those with your family members or something, because they were just so enjoyable, and a lot of the times they were how do you say it, like out of touch, and kind of just sporadic and funny games, because the campaigns would just be over the top, right? And it was just so funny to sit down and like play the Call of Duty Ghost campaign, for example. This guy, the main bad guy, like he tanks a whole 50 caliber revolver to the chest, and then kills your brother or something at the end. You're like, what?
Yeah.
But it's fun going back to those, and a lot of the Call of Duties had like zombies as well, and that was also a big part of split screen at the time too. Was Call of Duty Zombies was a huge part of that.
I never touched zombies because, disclosure, one of my biggest fears is zombies, and it still to this day kind of freaks me out. Chastise me all you want, but I still cannot sit down and watch World War Z without, actually. But yeah, I remember it was one of the winters that my uncle had to come live with my family because it was just a tough time. It was around 2009. And he brought his Xbox 360. Speaking of which, my uncle, I got Halo Reach for the Xbox 360 and for Christmas from my grandma, and I didn't have an Xbox 360, which was the big problem. And so he's like, don't worry, I'll hold on to it for you.
He stole it from you?
I haven't seen that game since that day. So, but anyway, back to COD. So I go over to, because where our old house was set up was we had our main shack, and then we had like just like a shed, and we put him in the shed. It's way better than what it sounds. It wasn't an actual shed, but he was in there, and he brought his Xbox 360, and he was playing Call of Duty. So we were just kind of 1v1ing. It was obviously one-sided. He was, you know, a 25-year-old. I'm probably 9 at the time, and so it was just me getting destroyed. And he was like, let's try the different game mode. I'm like, oh, really? What's that? He turns, I'm like 8 years old, 9 years old. He turns on COD Zombies. And if you've ever played COD Zombies, like the intro sound to that, like the music, it scared the hell out of me. And ever since then, JFK and a couple of the other characters in that game, whoever they were, fighting zombies, I'm like, no! I walked out of that house a changed man.
Calm down.
Yeah, that's what it's from. But yeah, I didn't know if there was any experiences like that for you guys.
I wasn't really scared of zombies. I kind of grew up playing Resident Evil and a lot of other horror games like Silent Hill, and then Parasite Eve was a really good one I played at a young age. And maybe I should, looking back on it, I probably should not have played those games. Seeing how I grew up now, I'm just a freak, a weirdo. but I really do. I wasn't scared of zombies as much as you, but there are some scary moments in it, especially like when you get caught off guard and you have the TV muted because you're playing late at night, and then a zombie just hits you in the back and you're like,
Yeah, I mean, playing zombies, I never really got scared of them. I kind of just saw them as enemies, just like I would in the campaign. But there's certainly some times when I get jump scared, especially when they come at you from behind and you're like,
oh yeah.
And so those moments were definitely intense. But I don't think I'm as scared of zombies as you.
Oh, not as scared as me, apparently. So split screen gaming, just one of the biggest memories I've had is, like I said, on Halo 3. I still feel bad about it to this day. The reason I love staying at my grandma's house every time when I was a kid is because she had an Xbox 360 with Halo 3. And what I loved to do there was play Forge. And usually it was me and my brother who would just mess around on Forge, throw trucks at each other, you know, just the usual stuff. But one night, my grandma decided to play with me. And needless to say, she hasn't touched video games since. Because if you've never played Halo 3 Forge mode, it's basically just a big prop editor where you can pick stuff up, throw it around, spawn stuff in, and so my grandma was running around, following me around, and all of a sudden, a tank would drop on her. I'm like, Grandma, watch out!
who spawned the tank?
Yeah. There's a ghost on the map, Grandma. And so, yeah, she never played with me again. And, you know, it's just those things where you take advantage of somebody who doesn't know a certain mechanic in a game, and it just makes you feel bad. I don't know if you guys have ever had a bully story where you got bullied or...
Yeah, mostly that's what happened to me is I would just get bullied. My friends would they played video games a lot more than I did. And so whenever I'd go over to their house and we'd play, you know, COD 1v1s, I'd try my best with my little pistol or my really basic rifle, but I just could not handle their mechanics.
I used to play a lot of the Tony Hawk skating games as well. And a lot of those were actually split screen at the time. I don't think the new remastered ones have split screen, but I used to play split screen, like the Tony Hawk games with my brother, and it was so funny because he didn't know you could like pick up your board and like throw it at people. I would just constantly, jump on him with the board and throw it at him, and then he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop!" And I guess that's one of the bully moments. I never was bullied, obviously. I was the bully. I was the big bad guy, but I always thought it was funny and humorous.
It's a rite of passage at that point.
Maybe that's why my brother dislikes me very much nowadays, but
well,
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I mean, we're twins. We're always close.
Yeah. It's a rite of passage. If one brother or whoever you're playing with doesn't bully the other, then why are you guys even playing games? But one of the big things is, you know, you have to be friendly, because one of the things that they didn't have back then was ban buttons. I know, in any game is, you get that one bad teammate, and toxicity nowadays is what I'm trying to say, is the amount of toxic people that you run into, because you're on the internet at that point and you're running around with random people in the world. And so, of course, you're gonna get a random bag full of treats each time you hop on the game. But personally, I like to play on the good cop side, but I've definitely met some of the bad cops in my day. But
Me? Sometimes.
yeah, sometimes. Yeah, you're probably,
I'm a 50-50.
you're an instigator sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you trash talking my friends, man, it's over for you. I'm saying nutty, you know?
Or you're just sitting playing the game in silence and you die and Easton is on the mic.
Dude, why do you suck so bad?
Yeah, you're getting flamed in the chat. That's not very fun.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience in getting flamed in the group chats?
Oh, I've had my fair share of being flamed, especially recently playing with my roommates. I've said it many times, I don't play video games a whole lot. And so, especially playing new games I haven't played before, I just am bad, straight up bad. But it's fun to see the reactions, especially to when I make mistakes, just to see they're yelling at me, they're finding different ways to make me feel bad about myself. But it's all in good fun, hopefully.
Your insecurity.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, just things like that. I try my best to fight back, but I just can't compete.
Can't compete.
But I'm there for the fun of it.
Exactly. It's the memories you're making that really sells it. But of course, that's going to be all the time that we have for you this week. My name is Joe McGrath. I've been your main host for the show. Thank you for tuning in. Easton, Dom, thank you guys for showing up. I hope you guys come on for the next episode when we rotate hosts. But until then, my name is Joe McGrath, and thank you for tuning into the Split Screen Talk Show.